out and push them forward into the playoffs. But either way, that's all forgotten about now. Live into the pistol round, Liquid versus Selfless, essentially for a spot in the playoffs. And look at the utility coming out for Team Selfless. Mainline and Nifty going to be on nades. No armor for them, so a big execute they have planned. Kusta on the other side, he has the flashes and the smoke as well. Nitro's going to get a smoke and kit, and actually even Hiko. So a lot of utility into this pistol round for both teams.
Selfless, though, lining up their players, and most of them now pushing their way over towards Ivy. There's 3 players moving in that direction right now. They're only sitting 1 on top of ladder room, and 1 more to watch out for the T connector push. This is a big focus on Ivy, and Team Liquid has anchored 2 players over here to watch out for this. Is so far very well informed on the CT side to prevent the push. Nitro's the point man to watch out for that, but outside they're watching the short lane currently, but someone that can easily rotate in is going to be Kusta in the event Nitro doesn't end up falling with this push.
Yeah, it's emphasis on alley for Liquid with Kusta in this quick rotation. You can see there, he just spins around on the minimap and he's able to peek down. Flashes come over, smokes have been thrown out. 1 more to at least buy an opportunity for this alley push to work out. When is Nitro going to spot it? Nothing yet. They're so close up. It's too late. They've already swarmed out. Kusta's got such a big job to do and he can't even land 1. No information, no spot from Liquid, loses that A bomb site.
3 left alive now from Team Liquid. All of them pushing in now from the alternate tunnel. Lige actually up in heaven, though. He's going to be able to sneak 1 away. Adren finding a second one, but Mitch responds. Adren wraps in, catches another one on an Uber, and all of a sudden, this is a palatable round for Team Liquid. They've got this into a 2-on-2. Lige and Adren going to be overwhelming, and Adren catches that shot into Mitch while midair. So just like that, this is back into the control of Team Liquid, and it falls to Nifty to clutch it out in the 1v2. Hiding back right now, but he needs to peek there, defusing that bomb, and he's sticking it with the kit, too. Taps one of them, gets Lige very low. He does end up taking down Adren, but Lige finishes him up. Now the question is, though, does Lige have enough time? And he's got plenty of it. He's going to be able to defuse that bomb, and Team Liquid just barely scraped by with the pistol round.
How does that happen for Selfless? Lige obviously gets 1 kill up top very early on to whittle things down, but in a 5-on-3 with the post plant and the outer bomb site, so many locations that Team Liquid has to clear out. It's Adren, 3 kills on the retake. That's huge. Bails his team out of a tough spot. And with that plant, perhaps much like we just saw in the previous map, 2 Famas coming out, 1 M4 as well. So Liquid looking forward to that 3rd round buy from Selfless. They do have some utility to try and get an extra plant, but only a Deagle on Uber with no armor. 3 smokes as well to work with, so they're investing just enough to get this bomb down.
Selfless creeping back over here towards the inner hit. That's exactly where they're going to be sending all these bodies towards here. Hiko, along with Adren, main players that have to try and stop this. Pretty held back for the time being, though. Adrendo's watching out for the typical ramp push sitting outside of Z, and Hiko is still moving around, not really posted up in a solid position. So Selfless with these smokes, if they get this plant going quickly enough, then there's not really going to be a whole lot Liquid will be able to do is stop that with that much cover coming onto the site. But they do notice they are moving Kusta further up now. The first smoke has come out from the CTs, so it's holding back Selfless for a little bit longer. But with Kusta having that advanced position, if he is able to take down some of these guys, then that may be enough to prevent the plan, or at the very least give Hiko and Adren time to push further up onto the site. And there we go, they're exploding out. Kusta catches the first one, they're looking for a trade, but it's not going to happen. Kusta finds 2. A nade comes in, Kusta with the assist on that one, but Adren does finish it off, and Kusta wanted to go for the knife, but Nitro steals it away and shuts it down. Nicely played by Liquid to prevent the plant from Selfless.
Yeah, really, really nice with Kusta in that position. The nade's coming in as well, and he's actually going to be on the op. So he doesn't buy anything in the last round, just has that 5-7, and he makes it work. Plenty of money to get the sniper rifle. The gun he's become known for, and he's not going to have no one to challenge him with it. But there is, I mean, a decent amount of nades. I mean, 4 Molotovs for this T-side team for Selfless here, and they're going to go for something fast-paced. They want to get out mid very, very quickly. Running by the bomb, though, they've left it behind. They have to stop to pick it up, so that's a little bit of a mistake, a little bit of a delay. All of Liquid is grouped around the bomb train, though. They haven't gotten out anywhere. It's an opportunity to get wrapped around upon, and there's Kusta. He almost gets caught off guard, and he does. It takes his attention away just for a second, and Nifty punishes him. So Liquid doesn't manage the train lanes well at all, and now, I mean, this is going to be like pistol round. There's no way they retake this bomb site.
Nitro, though, on the flank, maybe able to catch a couple of these guys off guard. Looking for the first one in the Mitch, but it's not going to happen. Nifty shuts him down from up on top, and Lige is the last one alive. He's been spotted. Looks for at least 1 kill before being traded, but it's not the case. And Selfless strike back now on the 3rd round. A flawless one, too. Not losing a single player along the way.
Yeah, that can't happen. Liquid has got to have eyes on the lanes progressing up towards that bomb train. Everyone is huddled behind it. No one had any information that anyone is going towards Old Hell. Selfless was able to get a couple free entries on that bomb site just by that virtue. Liquid has to do a much better job containing that moving forward, especially with an op on the field.
Everybody on Selfless now. It's going to be a much faster attempt to get themselves outside. In fact, I think all 5 players are just pushing through T-Connector. Relic's already finding the first entry. Now more of them are going to be pushing forward. Uber trying to catch himself there through the middle of the trains, but they can't catch anybody with the smoke. He actually does get some damage on the Nitro further back. Down to 48 HP now because of that. Adren, though, lurking in these players, catches the first one, dives back in through that smoke. He's safe for the time being. Nitro catching another one. Nifty does take down Nitro, but at the same time, Kusta and Adren find 2 more. Nicely played on the aggressive hold from Team Liquid, and they're now back in control of this round with Nifty as the last one alive. He's up to 2 kills, but he's going to need to grab 4 if he wants to clutch this out.
This is tough. He does have the bomb. He has 100 HP in over a minute. This has been very fast-paced to start with from Selfless. Pushing up between the trains. Dren's just out of his view. And he's got one at connector as well, so he's got to find some way to isolate these guys. And the first way he can do that is over the side of this train, but Hiko's playing it very passively. They're respecting the fact that he can move back that Molotov. That might be a little bit of a mistake. He's given up his position now. They know he's at the outer bomb site. They don't have to worry about him flanking from inner. And he still has no concept of where his opponents are. So he's going to get the smoke down. He's just going to go for the plant inside the smoke. This is going to allow Hiko to move up. Where does Nifty go from here? He takes some damage. Now he's spraying back through. He does get away for the moment, but you can see Liquid players. Oh, that nade. That's huge. Adren, he could essentially be a free kill here.
And also he just topped Hiko down too, down to 23, but he himself is down at 16 HP. A lot of time going by in this one, but Nifty needs to play this cautiously. The smoke now gone away. There we go. Shuts down Adren. One left to do here against Hiko, and Hiko's getting aggressive, going up behind it. Nifty going to lurk around. He's going to play ring around the rosy with Hiko himself. It's a repeat of that play from back over on Cobblestone in our last set, but as he jumps down, he looks for Hiko. Not going to be able to do it, though. Overexposes himself, but Hiko, he might be at a time. This is going to be close. He just is able to grab it, though, and Team Liquid trade back the round with only 1 left alive. Hiko thankfully pulls off the clutch.
Yeah, Nifty almost makes it work in a 1-on-2, but you're going against Hiko in a 1-on-1, who's just known for that kind of play, knowing of coming up huge. But still, Liquid win this round. Very, very low money, though. And look at the buy that Selfless is going to have. They had all 5 members survive the round previous, so they still had plenty of built up, especially with that plant. Op on Nifty, 3 AKs, lots of Molotovs, and it's 3 FAMAs, and going to run out of utility very quickly on this Liquid side. Fast-paced again, out mid, though. Selfless, this is seemed to be working against them, so they're going to go for it one more time, and Nitro and Kusta, they fall immediately. There goes Elige. This defense at the outer site early on in this match has looked like it's non-existent.
Adren and Hiko is the last 2 alive, and both are stuck inside of Z. They managed to overwhelm one of them. That's Uber that ends up going down. But now they have to try and find a way outside of this area, and they don't have really any utility to do this. Adren has a flashbang sitting on him, but that's it. And oh, there goes Hiko. So Adren gonna have to be cautious. That one looks for the retreating the AK, but won't even be able to do that. Main line taking him down. And Selfless continue the trade back and forth, and now back into the control of the guys on Selfless as they'll win around, and it's enough to possibly break Team Liquid here. There's no money left on these players, so they're going to have to save.
Yeah, and not only do they have to save, this could be double save territory. I mean, Hiko at 1,500, Nitro and Kusta at 1,450. They're not going to have money next round either. So this is a really tough spot to be in for Liquid. Selfless already responding in it. They're just going to keep up the pace. They're going to do this until Liquid proves they can stop it, and it's definitely not going to happen this round.
Ubert already pushed up 2, this time with the Mac-10, trying to stack up some cash. Moves over to the short lane now, but he might actually end up getting overwhelmed. There's a player pushing him from the top of the train, and yeah, there we go. Too many players, takes too big of a bite, as it would seem there, but he is drawing a distraction as these players push their way inside of the B-bomb site. Relic stacking down both of them, one of them through the smoke as he eliminates Adren with that. But the final 4 left alive. They actually have gotten Relics and Mitch down pretty low too. Mitch just with a single HP left alive, and Nitro pushing up. He's got that Mac-10 under his control. Almost grabs main line, so that's the 3rd player sitting pretty low too, as he's at 21 HP. But Kusta and Elige, they have nothing really left to work with here. Kusta has not invested anything in this round, and Elige only has a P250, so everybody on Selfless can essentially just fall back to the box walls here, and they won't have to worry about a single thing.
Oh, some missed shots from Kusta does eventually get it, so another kill for him. They could do massive damage. The Molotov is going to prevent anything from going down, but Kusta just wants to save this AK. Not a bad decision from him. And Elige could go hunting. They're all low. Just have that Mac-10. But Mitch is going to be aggressive. With 1 HP, he just peeks out.
I think he noticed that Kusta was going to be able to escape with the AK, so now looking to hunt him down. The problem, though, with that 1 HP, no, he actually does manage to get far enough away, so he'll survive. But I think Kusta's going to make it out of the round.
Yeah, that's still not enough to prompt Liquid to buy. What they could do is drop it over to Elige or Dren, who have the most money, and say just buy light armor, see if you can get a couple kills from it, because they're going to be able to buy in the next round with some rifles no matter what. Kusta wanting to have the AWP isn't going to invest anything no matter what, so I am a little bit surprised to see him keep that. You think you'd want it in someone like Elige, who's known to be one of your stronger riflers.
but it doesn't end up getting tossed over. And Selfless, just like we were saying before, this is working, so why not stop it? Fast play. Out onto the outer bomb yard here. Relic's pushing for it, finds the first kill in Nitro. Some assists coming in there from Relics too. His main line shuts down more. Relic's finding a second for himself and a third for the overall team. Kusta up on top of Heaven did find one pickup with that AK so far, but now they've got full control. Looking for a response. Hiko and Kusta actually grabbed two, both of them by the bomb train. Now they've got to go up against Nifty and Mitch, who are further back in the site, but Team Liquid not too bad here. And there's Nifty, though, finding Kusta out. That drops the rifle. This gets picked up pretty quickly by Hiko, however, and now he's trying to lurk his way around Nifty. I don't think he actually saw him, but Hiko definitely spotted Nifty falling back inside of T-Con. Nifty, though, is just going to be playing this cautiously, falls back a little bit further. Hiko tapping the bomb, trying to draw Mitch out of cover as Hiko looks for the clutch right here, and he's going to be able to find one of these two kills. Now Hiko rolling in just to shut down Mitch. Mitch dodging away, trying to waste some time. He's got the AK back in hand, but Hiko has found the kill, unfortunately, without a kit in hand, without anyone even close to him. There's no time left, so Selfless are going to be getting a fourth round.
Huge play, though, from Hiko. Eats a lot of money away from Team Liquid. They've had so much build up, so it's crucial they force 5 rebuys. Also, he gets to drop the AWP over to Kusta, who does not have to invest into it. The only reason he would is if they went for a double op on him and a Dren. Doubt that happens, though, but the real question is, can Liquid stop this fast outer pressure? Is Selfless going to keep it up? Because Liquid hasn't shown that they can stop it whatsoever, so why not go back for it? This time, at least, Liquid does have 3 Molotovs to use to kind of slow some things down. But once Selfless has gotten out, I mean, it's been all them, and here comes Relics. He's going to be the first one, but this is going to be a fake. They're going back towards the inner bomb site. They've set this up the past few rounds with the success they've had. Hiko's going to be all alone. He's got to guard against this. But there's a kill onto a Liege that might pull Hiko away. He's completely blind at the inner bomb site, and he falls. Mainline finds him essentially for free, so Selfless sets up a beautiful round over the past 3, and this fake works perfectly.
Full control there, and Mitch also pushes past the tanker to shut down a Dren, so they've dropped him. Nothing left that these final 2 can really try and do. Nitro finds a kill into Uber, so he has lined himself up in the back of the B-bomb site, and this actually might not be over just as of yet, because that nade probably going to kill Nifty, and in fact it does. It connects. And just like many of the rounds we've had in the past here, it's almost immediately after. Selfless get a huge advantage that's brought down into a manageable situation for Liquid. But there's mainline, sitting behind the tanker, picks up 1 kill. I think Kusa just spotted the player on upper 2, so he's going to look to clutch, finds that first one, but does not give himself enough time as he rolls up on top of the tanker. Mitch is going to react faster. He clutches it out for Selfless, and they now get a 2-round lead here. And I believe they may be putting Liquid onto another save round, but they are going to pause this as well to consider.
Yeah, I mean, they put Liquid on a situation where they need to make a timeout because they don't know how to stop this. They've tried being aggressive behind the or in front of the execution and just trying to get forward towards the choke points. Doesn't work out. They've tried playing passively, and that's not working out either. Selfless is just steamrolling him in that outer bomb train. And that's the thing. Even though they don't go there that round, the success on of that tactic of just the outside rush that has had so much effect keeps Liquid from, I mean, they're stalled out in that round. They throw the fake, and no one from Liquid rotates towards inner when Hiko hears anything. When they lose a member outside, Hiko gets put out of position because he's thinking he has to rotate back out. So that fake is just perfectly timed when Liquid is at a really, really rough spot. And now it gets even worse. They're back onto a save.
And from Selfless, these are just all-in sort of plays too, overwhelming that site. The one area where I think Selfless is a little bit weaker right now is in the earlier portions of this post plan. It's like right after they get the bomb down. We've already seen that a couple times where it's in a 4v2 and Team Liquid are able to bring it into a 2v2. That's happened at least 2 or 3 times now. But at the end of the day, for now, Selfless is still winning most of those 2v2s, but they do need to be cautious of that if Liquid tries to take advantage of that now. And also if they can get the location of those final 2 players earlier on and execute on that, that's what's going to allow them to bring those situations back under their control. But that should not be happening at all. Once you get a 4v2, Liquid shouldn't even be attempting to retake that. They should be saving. So unfortunately, Selfless is not doing too good of a job of boxing Liquid out of the sights as of yet.
It is I mean, there is a small investment here from or not a small investment, a big one. He gets the op in light armor. I'm wondering if Liquid is going to buy up around this, or are they just going to say, see if you could pull off a miracle for us, and then next round we'll all buy, and you might be a little bit light, but I mean, if your op can do something, that would be fantastic because they're getting beat up. This has been really, really tough for Liquid to start this out. So it doesn't look like anyone's going to invest. Just pistol on a Dren. I'm sure they'll all upgrade at least pistols, but no one buying rifles outside of that.
Just putting all of their faith in the hands of Kusta now. So he'll have that big gun to work with here, and we do get unpaused. So Selfless themselves, not necessarily, I mean, you look at their money too, they're not necessarily in a good spot just as of yet. They've most of their players are sitting at most like 5K, so you're only looking at one more buy coming up after that one. I think they've had to drop a gun for Nifty in this round, and Uber's just going to downgrade himself to a P90. Apologies, he gets the op, but...
Well, I mean, they might not be sitting too good in terms of their money that's built up, but they've got 5 rounds already and a big advantage to get towards 6. This early, they're going to be so happy with that. Here comes Uber trying to push up these lanes. He's got the P90 again, though this is towards the inner bomb site. Kusta's here with the AWP. What can he find? Nothing. He looks away at the wrong moment. The timing doesn't work out for him. There was all banked in on him having success. And the B bomb site is lost. All they can really even do is get this P90 for the next round.
They're trying to box him in now, and he will successfully be surrounded, but he picks up that first one, finds that second one, and the only one that is left alive is going to be Adren inside of the ladder room, and I think dropping down in a moment. Relics is going to try to find him. He does, in fact, do so. So it's another flawless round from Selfless. Almost a team ace that time, too. If Uber didn't grab 2 of those kills and we saw Mitch picking one up, then it would have been. But everybody getting a piece of the action here from Selfless, and they now double the scoreline of Team Liquid.
Yeah, this is very, very scary. Okay, so Kusta, they calculate with the losing bonus. He'd be able to get an AWP this round no matter what. It's just glass cannon. There's no armor behind it. It's the rest of his teammates who also have the full buy as well. 4 M4s, full utility, kits, nades, armor. They've got everything. Back towards fast pace. They have not been able to stop this. Uber still with the P90. Why not continue?
Nitro going to be pushing up. This is the big area that they need to try and hold in these aggressive outer takes, that short lane hold area. But mainline finding 2 relics did end up burning Nitro alive. Adrenaline and Leaves, though, have struck back just as evenly. And there's some good damage that has gone into some of the other members of Selfless. But mainline is still fragging. He shuts down the player up towards heaven. And also Nifty just destroys Hiko. He attempts to go for an aggressive retake back over towards ladder room. So that's it again. Kusta with this glass cannon out. There's no way he's going to be able to aggressively push up and try a retake. As soon as he gets hit with even 1 bullet, it's going to send his aim all wacko and he won't be able to hit anything. So just trying to look and see if he can catch any of these players in overexposed positions, and I imagine more than likely he'll try and retreat outside of Ivy.
This is incredible from Selfless. This tactic is still working. That round, it's Nitro who just burns alive the whole way. He gets caught mispositioned, and he cannot escape the flames. Kusta, that takes nerves. He hears the footsteps, but he doesn't even move, and there it is. Relics just jumps right through, finishes off that kill. 7-3. This is all Selfless for a team that was 1-4 on this map coming into this game here. They don't look like it whatsoever.
For Team Liquid, again, that money situation is so delicate. Do we force because we're so far behind now, we just need to find rounds? Or do we try to save up and focus on the bigger gun rounds? It looks like they have decided to go for the force. But now the other problem is that, again, they're not really having a whole lot of utility. They've got smokes and flashbangs, but mollies and HEs, especially for these solidified plays from Selfless where they go all in at once, they don't have mollies or any HEs to try and do some early damage like they have in some of the previous rounds.
Liquid puts all 5 members outside and then rotates one away, and then it's a delayed hit from Selfless. So they're kind of toying with them strategically at the moment. At least initially, there's an advantage found by Nitro into this round, and even there he goes for another one. Relics falls, gonna get the 3rd on a Nifty he can. Nitro with the big round here so far, and then Hiko's even gonna chime in. So hopefully this spurs something forward for Liquid to make this a match, because Selfless has a huge lead.
And of course, still enough money to reinvest into this next round. They will to drop a gun for Uber, but that should not be too big of an issue with Nifty still sitting on 8.6K. He will go for the op buy, and of course he's been tossed over a zone gun, so a lot of money actually going away from this, and Selfless's own sort of bank has been diminished quite quickly. Now though, if they actually caught on to the fact that this was a very big stack from Team Liquid on the outer bomb site, now's the time to maybe change this strat up. But it's different this time from Team Liquid. 3 of their players pushed to the back in hopes of Selfless changing their strat and going to the other one, which was a pretty heavy push, like 4 men through Whitehalls to take quick control of the inner bomb site. But Selfless, they're sticking with this 5-man outer push. This flank, though, that's coming back in through ladder room now, this could be hugely detrimental if they're not expecting this. They might be looking for something like this, though, since it's so open on the inner bombs, or on the outer bomb site. Apologies now. But regardless, Selfless get control, and they're still fragging as of yet. This ladder room play has yielded them absolutely nothing. Nitro has found 1 kill into Uber, but that seems so far to be about it.
Well, at least, this is going to be so tough. Nitro, he's got to find something here, but there goes Hiko. Kusta's trying to make a play as well. Everyone trying to make a play if you're a Liquid member. Mitch is close up, and mainline's going to clear him out. This is a disaster for Team Liquid. Reset again immediately.
So just like that, too, Selfless just get the bank right back rolling now since, I think it was like 3 or 4 out of 5 survived that time. So they're right back into a good situation. Uber, of course, because he's usually the first man out, and unfortunately he's been having a bit more of a rough match than some of his other teammates. He's still going to need some assistance to get his full buy going. But Team Liquid have been reset. It's another eco round anyway, so it's a chance for him to build back up. And Liquid just can't even justify forcing now as they're so low. So they just upgrade their pistols, and they're going to save for the next round. And Selfless changed the game plan up, and it's completely out. He completely outmaneuvers the Liquid because now Liquid stack outside again, and there's only 1 man sitting on the inside. It's Hiko. He picks up that first kill, and this is actually great now too because it does allow time for some of these players to rotate in and for them to maybe put up a better fight, maybe find a couple more trades. But there's a Dren helping out Hiko there, and Hiko wrapping around. He could be able to find Nifty. He does. Nicely played by Hiko. Movement is incredible, and he's getting some great assistance from the back of the bomb site here. Mitch trying to crouch towards upper to prevent a defuse. Hiko taps the bomb. Mitch is going to be able to take him down, but now he's got blind fire coming in through that smoke, so he needs to fall back. He's also the last man left alive. The molly goes down on top of the bomb. He takes advantage of Adren, who's firing through that as he eliminates him, but also a molly going to be tossed up on top, and Mitch needs to move forward, but he can't. Kusta's going to burn him alive. Nitro should have the full 10-second defuse coming in his favor.
Hero play from Kusta. I mean, Hiko's the one who really stalls things out. 2 kills the inner bomb site, that's huge, but Kusta there at the end throws his Molotov and then runs up the ladder just to force him to fight inside of it. But this, I mean, this is incredible that Team Liquid's able to win this round. This might just tell Selfless, okay, let's not go towards Hiko anymore. Let's not go towards that inner bomb, so we're having way too much success outside. But a nice initial hold from Hiko to get that round for Liquid. They sorely needed it. Now it's an AWP on Kusta. He can build up some money behind that because he doesn't have to buy anything into this round. But it just comes right back down to that question. Can they stop this insane pressure that Selfless is putting on the outer bomb site?
It's quick again, outside to take control of this one. Team Liquid have gone for a 4-stack on it. Mainline, though, finding that first kill. Nitro does respond, but Kusta, oh no, Kusta! He didn't realize he was inside of a molly because he was flashed, so Uber's going to be able to grab that kill as he burns him alive. 3 left alive now from Team Liquid, and Nitro looking for a trade, but not going to find it. Relic spots him first. Elige catching a trade and quickly falling back inside of the alternate tunnel, but the only one left alive now is Hiko. The good news for Hiko, though, is that he hasn't given himself away as of yet. Unfortunately for him, Mitch spots someone coming out on the flank, so he's going to be ready for that one, and Hiko gets a nasty surprise as soon as he peeks out. Only 1 bullet's needed. Mitch shuts it down, and Elige in a 1v3. Not a whole lot that he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, this is so tough. No nades, no kit. He's going to have to save here, I think, but he might be too committed to this. Taps the bomb. There's 3 different angles he's got to worry about, and one's already spotted him being off it. He does win that battle with mainline, but he's down to 4 HP. Can't take a single point of damage, and Mitch, he's not even aware that Mitch has moved over, so just by mobility, Mitch is winning this. And there it is, free kill, 9 rounds for Selfless. Team Liquid just cannot string 2 together. This has been a brutal half. Now, the good news is for them, they've got 5, so there's a window of opportunity in the second half. They're not completely out of it yet. We do see very T-sided halves at time in North America, so they're not, I mean, there's still a chance here that Selfless has an equally as disconnected CT side.
The op presence, though, from Nifty and from quite a few of these other players is going to be much more prevalent, though, on that CT side as well. So that's another thing to look forward to. We haven't really seen all that much of Kusta so far in this half. Has not been a very huge factor as some people might expect him to be. But anyway, it's quick again. And Relics walking right into Nitro. Took a moment to realize it, but he's got the better gun, so he's going to shut it down. 4 kills to none so far, and Kusta
hasn't even shot a bullet yet.
Yep, probably the worst position for him to be in. He does escape with 1 kill, but it's the last round of the half, so that doesn't even matter. Selfless pull off an incredible T-side half here on train against Team Liquid, 10-5, and they will hold a huge lead heading into the second half.
That felt so quick as well. It was just all rushes, essentially.
Pretty much.
Nothing could, even when Liquid had the nades, it was like they knew what was coming. It's just impossible for them to stop it. There was a... That's pretty crazy.
There was a couple rounds where Liquid decided to get aggressive themselves, and specifically Adren was really good at it in 1 round where they had smoked it all off, and he manages to outmaneuver through that and then catch about 2 of them on the flank. And also escape back through that to, I think, help with fighting on later on. But we saw them just stop that completely, and they decided to all hold back, which that's the point where they can never actually stop any of these pushes. The
unfortunate part is the next round after Adren does that, because I was very early on in that. I think that was actually the 3rd or 4th round. It might have been the 4th, but they lose the next round. They get immediately reset, and then it happened again later on in the half. So tough for Team Liquid, but they've got to kind of mentally reset to be able to get back into this at 5-10. Selfless has them reeling at the moment. That's a big punch they just threw out in the first half. Team Liquid probably feeling a little bit like they're seeing some playoffs dwindle away. But I think that was also the big thing. That last round was just kind of a very good example of how this half went, because Kusta was the last one alive up in heaven, and he hadn't shot a bullet with the AWP yet. And I don't know if that's a miscommunication of his team being too aggressive and just dying, or him just not being involved enough in the action. But throughout the half, it just felt like Kusta wasn't quite there when he had the AWP. This is something that Liquid, I think, is trying to shift Kusta away from. You notice that back on when he was on Enemy/Selfless, that he was a much more aggressive opper. He wasn't really scared to take some more of these aggressive battles, but Liquid seems to be changing his play style a little bit, or informing him to play differently. They want him to be more passive. They want to make sure that they can keep him alive in the event that needs to come down to the clutch, and he needs to pull out that crazy stuff. But it seems to have shifted his own play style now, where he doesn't really want to get aggressive at all for some reason, and it's just almost seems like a completely different player to what we were used to seeing on Selfless. Yeah, that is a very good way to look at it, because we don't have any of that trademark flair that he was bringing out when he was on this team, this opponent. So they're looking, I mean, they were just incredibly aggressive. It was non-stop pressure from Selfless on every single execute. So we do have a very long halftime at the moment. Maybe using it as a little bit of a timeout.
Possibly. Definitely Liquid needing a few moments to reset themselves.
Yeah.
And also possibly icing the kicker a little bit on Selfless, since that half was like so quick. Like they were round to round, winning and winning. So they're definitely going to be hyped up a bit. And now cooling it off for a few moments might help in their favor.
Might. You would hope
is
so.
the key word.
Yeah. They better hope so. They better have something coming into this.
Interesting situation and possible scenario, too, after Tuesday to keep in mind. Like we said before, Team Liquid's final match after this one is going to be a much easier one. I have to confirm it later on, but I think it's against either K-Con or Splice. So in theory, we would suspect them to 2-0 that matchup there and still end up with 14 wins for the season. But in the event Selfless 2-0 this matchup, and then they 0-2 their final matchup versus Luminosity, that would mean that Selfless and Liquid would end up in a tie. But based on the tiebreaker rules, Selfless would get the higher seed because they 2-0'd this matchup.
Yep.
So this is a very important matchup, even if Team Liquid does win their final 2 games, because then that means they're going to be below another team in a tiebreaker scenario.
Yeah, I mean, this has been North American region the past 3 seasons. It comes down to like 4 or 5 teams vying for this last spot. It's always pretty crazy stuff. And at the moment, Selfless, they have pretty good control so far. They're up 10-5. They're starting on the CT side, which is generally easier than the T side, but the T side didn't look like they were struggling whatsoever. So now it's up to Liquid to do something very similar. They've got to win 11 to win the match, 10 to tie things up. Utility on Adren and Nitro. It's looking like there's going to be pressure towards Ivy for Selfless. It's going to be Relics who pushes that initially, and he's just going to hide behind the server. He's got two teammates, and this is the scary part. They're just going to play bait. It's a very complex bait. Because when the T side sees 2 members on each side of Ivy, they think there's no way that this much manpower is going to be dedicated towards Ivy, and Relics is going to be able to surprise all of them.
And a heavy 3-man stock from Selfless here could bode trouble for Liquid if things don't go well. Relics, though, peeking out. This could be a bad time for it. He spots him. He's going to continue to play aggressively, but now he'll just be overwhelmed. Mitch moving up to assist. Does find the trade after Hiko takes down Relics, but also that flashbang rolling out. That could be big, and in fact, it's perfect. But Mitch, he doesn't want to play aggressively. He decides to fall back instead. Could have gotten 2 kills with that, but just going to choose to keep his teammates alive for the time being. Now they push the outer yard back over there through T-Connector, and Nitro has found another kill over towards Nifty. At the same time, Elige pushes the alt tunnel, shuts down Uber. Adren finds another kill onto Mitch. Mainline moving in, finishes off Hiko. He's looking for Adren, but Adren's really just playing with him there, jumping up and down on the server, wasting some time. And in fact, that's all it does, is Elige is able to get behind him, finish off the last player from Selfless, and Liquid pick up the pistol round in the second half.
Yeah, critical for them to get that as well. And very smart play from Hiko and Adren there in that 2-on-2 situation essentially towards Ivy for almost that entire round. Playing it very patiently, not overextending, not peeking too much. That flash that they throw, Mitch has Hiko dead to rights, jumping across with low HP, completely blind, can't land the kill. And then it's Nitro and Elige who really clean things up on the other side and make that kind of pinch in on those defenders. Kusta with the Mac-10 going to be the only one rushing out, and he gets wrecked. Just deleted from the server. Mitch finds that 1 dig. No armor investment from Selfless.
But Mitch possibly spotting a lot of that pressure about to come towards Ivy. 4 players and Liquid were considering going towards it, but now have to pull away after being spotted out there by Mitch. And it looks like some of them are going to be jumping up now to push back over here towards the box holes, closer to the B-bomb site. Maybe going for a ladder room push this time around instead. But Selfless, because of all this freedom they've been given, they now have a lot of time. And also, take a look at Relics, too, who's posted up right now. If they decide to fall back over here towards the inner site instead, Relics is going to spot this. Tries to catch Nitro out, but he's got the Mac-10 ready to go, so that shuts him down. They're even trying to keep some players in the A-bomb site with that flash that goes down inside of the ladder room here. Mitch, some good shots coming out, still connects some damage, but it's not enough. And it seems like Liquid now have good control of things in this round. Rotations are going to roll in for Selfless. Again, there's some damage connecting onto Elige. But there's just too much control for Liquid at this point. I don't think Selfless will be able to pull off the retake.
Yeah, it should essentially be impossible for them to win this round. And there it is. Nitro and Hiko are going to clean a couple up. It's all down to just Uber with the P250. Can't land anything right now. So 7-10. Liquid hold on despite losing Kusta very early on in the round. He was their information gatherer, and he found absolutely nothing. Now what they might want to do is drop a Mac-10 over to him, have him do something very similar, but allow him to get some of that bonus money to have an AWP into the next round. That is what's going to happen. And again, Selfless, they upgrade the pistols, but don't invest in armor. This is going to give them a lot of utility to use in the first round. That's the big thing that most CT teams are missing with the second round buys, is kind of the nades that they need to survive around. And this time, Team Liquid, they don't slow down. Both teams have been very fast-paced on their T side. This might just turn into a slugfest. If Liquid continues this into the gun rounds, it'll be a very similar half where it's just how do the kills go initially on these hits.
Adren getting aggressive now, moving up the Z to try and stop these players. Even rotating in, and nicely done by Adren. He's absolutely decks them, but Nifty has a deck of his own to respond to that one. Trying to catch a Nitro, but it's a bit long range, but no, he still gets the kill into Nitro. Finally, Kusta shuts it down as he is caught reloading. And for Relics, he's a little bit too far away from the action here. Probably just going to post up around the corner from the box halls to look for a player exiting.
A little bit scary as well, because that's 2 MAC-10s that have been taken away from Liquid. So if they drop another gun, they're not going to be able to salvage one. But now they've spotted out Relics, it shouldn't be...
Reckless?
Yeah, now that they've spotted out the Reckless Relics. Shouldn't be an issue from here. Although that nade almost takes him out down to 6. He's just going to peek and die.
Because the peak was Reckless.
I mean, he was trying to keep him pinned into those box halls for the bomb explosion.
But it does not really end up paying off so well. Now we get into the first gun round, though. And Nifty able to buy up the op with armor and a decent amount of utility sitting behind it, too. So Selfless not investing a whole lot at all into those eco rounds, but buying out here. Big investment for these guys, and also one of their last chances to stop Liquid from now tying things up. Liquid, though, going to try something a bit more advanced this time. A split, which is, in all honesty, something we haven't seen a whole lot of so far in this map for both teams.
What is that? Nifty. All right, Nifty and Mitch getting a little bit creative, smoking things off, and then going to attempt to pop flash and AWP through it to get a kill. Doesn't work out for him, but that would have been that's pretty crazy even thought to even entertain. Kusta down in mid and T-mid with his own AWP. No movement, so Liquid don't want to keep up. They don't want to start out with the pace that Selfless had. There's a smoke to the left side of mid that's usually used in conjunction with the Molotov on the right side, and there it is. That would allow Hiko to push up if he chose to. If that smoke wasn't there, he might be able to get aggressive and get behind it and just get into position. But at the moment, it's denied to him from Selfless.
Nifty should have just been able to spot the jump across from Adren, but now they're just baiting out a shot if they can find it. Nifty, though, catching Kusta, just that little crevice there out through the train. Kusta caught peeking out there for a bit too long, so finally a kill's going to happen in this round, and it's at the hands of Selfless that find it first. But look at how aggressive Nifty's getting now. He's pushing up, trying to find some more intel. This could end up being a negative thing for him, but at the same time, Adren, he's hunting down that rifle there, and it's only going to feed another kill into the hands of the guys on Selfless. Nifty up to 2 now, shuts down the T-Con push, and they're going to be left with no choice but to try to go for an inner hit instead.
Yeah, nice smoke by Nitro, but main line holds strong over towards Spindle. Nitro's got to clean him out, and he does. He needs more, though. Needs to buy time for his teammates. They know he's been a little bit advanced. Hiko somehow drops the bomb instead of a gun, so that's a little unfortunate. Slows things down. The rotation is in. It's a 2-on-3. Hiko's only got a Galil, so Nitro's got a big job to do. He gets in a gunfight. He's got him lined up in a narrow corridor, but he can't get the kill. Now they spotted Hiko out in the open as well, and that drops him. Liquid lose the first gun round.
And both remaining members of Team Liquid there take those duels just completely out in the open there. Nitro's makes a bit more sense because he's pushing forward, but that flashbang that we saw from Hiko, had that been like a second earlier and it would have connected, then that would have been him probably finding both of those kills that he was peeking out towards Tanker towards, and the round could have ended completely differently. So a bit of a miscommunication there on the side of Team Liquid.
Well, now it comes into the task. They have to reset Selfless. They have to do it if they want to come back into this. If they lose this and go on to a save round, because they're more than likely going to have to drop some guns over to their teammates, so their bank is essentially going to be completely gone. But if they want to make a comeback, if they want to close this gap, they need to stop the money from building up on the Selfless side. And this time, Liquid isn't going for the same kind of map control. They're not sending anyone towards Ivy. Elige very quickly, and he's going to lose that battle. He's the only one there. No one there for a trade. And even Nifty up top. He's smoked out, so he's got to fall away. But a big advantage from Selfless early on in this round. This happened last time as well. It was Nifty towards the outer bomb site who's able to get kills on Kusta and Adren to give him a 5-on-3 situation.
And now the remaining members of Liquid, same thing as that last round. After they lose one of these players here, they're going to have to try and shift their take over towards the B bomb site, trying to go for an inner hit. Very, very cautiously, though, and to try and not give out as any intel as possible. 2 players from Selfless, though, are in a very quick rotation position when you look at both Relics and Uber, who are just near Z. The only one that's really fully committed to A is going to be Mitch, who's sitting back by Ivy to watch out for a push from there in the event someone on Liquid wanted to go for a flank after they execute here.
This is mobility and where the AWP is positioned, though, from Selfless. It's really nice. Last time I was over towards the A-bomb site, they don't know it's inner. They might expect it to be outside, and yeah, Nitro, that's... Be careful. Trying to bait out a shot, not going to happen at the moment. But all of Liquid, because they didn't go for that standard map control with anyone towards Ivy, anyone in mid, they're going to have to just fall back into this execute. It's going to be very, very difficult. Mainline is here, Nifty is here, They've got one that's going to be quick on the rotate. Mainline up on top. He gets the first kill on a Nitro. It's not traded off just yet. There's a Dren. Nifty still hasn't moved. They still don't know he's here, but the rest of the cavalry has arrived. Now
they're ready to retake this. They will be letting them get the plant just to try and play it off a little bit slowly here. That goes onto the ground now, but there's still a man above. HE going to get tossed out there. Still not really connecting a whole lot of damage. And Nifty trying to watch out towards top, but these guys are all inside. Two of them have fallen back, and they do have two Molotovs, so a pretty safe plant position here coming out for Liquid. First Molly, though, is not even going to be used on top of the bomb, I believe. It's just to hold off the push for a bit here. And Nifty still just trying to hold them at bay. Relics picks up that first kill. Kusta going to be trying to peek back out. They know the Molly's been tossed. Nobody on this team actually has a smoke to work with either, and I don't even know what Kusta just killed.
Did he just got hit by the Molotov?
I think he did, yeah, because there's not even a symbol for that one. So he somehow just killed him with it. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter, because of the fact that they still managed to pull that off and they all have kits, but that's the first time I've had to have seen that.
This is going to go really unnoticed, right? But Nifty doesn't get a single kill that round, but he has such a big impact on them winning it. He just sits upper that entire time. I'm not even sure if he fired a shot, but he was just holding up a ramp, and he was like, all right, guys, on the retake, don't worry about anyone being up a ramp. There's no one there. If they peek, I'll kill them, but there's nobody there. Worry on everything else. So that's just one location that Selfless on the retake into this bomb site don't have to worry about, don't have to pay attention to. It's huge for him to just hold that. It's such an important spot for Team Liquid to defend against that, and they lose it. And now it's a tough spot. Now Selfless has a huge hold on this because it's only pistols for Team Liquid. There's going to be a lot of money built up on the Selfless side going into the next gun round. And Liquid essentially has no more mistakes to give up. They have to go on a big run after this.
Hiko pushing up to the server now inside of Ivy, but he's also got some contact very close to him. Mitch is sitting just on the other side of that one. But Hiko needs to hold back, wait for the rest of his team to get into position as they are getting ready to try and execute a default back over here as well. Flashbang is tossed out. Actually only ends up hitting Mitch. Another one goes out. Doesn't really hit Hiko. Hiko, nicely done. Patient play from him. Picks up that first one. Almost grabs the second one into Nifty as well. But meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, Ubert is going to be able to find Elige. Nitro pushing back up there. Not going to be able to finish off Relics with the Deagle as he finds a trade kill instead. 4 on 3 now with Liquid. They do manage to successfully push themselves up to the bomb set. Kusta finding a first pickup. Ubert as well is kind of trapped here too. So all of a sudden, the round goes on its heels. There's Nifty picking up a first kill. And Relic starts his re-entry here too. Shuts down Kusta. Now it's just a Dren. He's back here in the box corner. But Nifty is going to be able to take him down because Adren misses his first shot, gives away his position, and that is another successful retake that comes out at the hands of Selfless.
Yeah, this is a bummer for Team Liquid. It looked like they were going to be able to pull off something close to a miracle and win that round. Doesn't happen. So now the op is going to be out in Kusta again. Rifles are going to come out as well, but still there's been no response from Team Liquid. They have to go on a massive run here. They're down 5 rounds. This has been a solid, solid's not even, that's underwhelming. It's been a fantastic performance from Selfless from the first half now to the composure they're showing on some of these retakes in the second half. Really good stuff, and you have to recall as well, this is a match in which Team Liquid won both pistols.
But unfortunately, have not been able to take a really big advantage upon that. Mitch gets aggressive this time, and despite there being 3 players from Team Liquid outside ready to attempt to punish that, no damage is connected onto Mitch at all. And he's even going to have some external support coming in from Relics in the event they decide to push towards this. But the bomb, in the meantime, is sitting up on top of Laterum. They are going to try to execute onto the outer yard once again. The problem, though, is that these players over here are putting a bit of a wrench in the gears. They have to smoke that back off. That, at the same time, though, does allow Selfless players to fall back without any negative repercussions. They attempt to take. They're moving out now. Good smokes coming out from the T's, but Uber is spotted. One player by E-Box. Can't connect onto it, though. And it's going to be a quick attempt to get the bomb on the floor, but there we go. Nifty starts it off. Uber finds a second one. I think that first kill was actually the bomb planter, too. Nicely done by Nifty. Just aggressive here on top of the bomb train, shutting it all down on his lonesome here at this point. 2 left alive from the side of Team Liquid. Hiko did find one onto Nifty, and Elige is slowly pushing forward on the bomb train, too, but Uber spots him first, shuts it down, and Hiko now alone here. In a 1v4, Relics gonna shoot him in the back, ends the round, and Selfless are just 2 away from taking the first map against Team Liquid.
Yeah, this is horrendous for Team Liquid. They're not winning anything. The early wins are all going towards Selfless in these duels. Even when they're just trying to smoke off and get the bomb down safely and just do it with that wall of smoke so no one can push through, Selfless is still finding ways to get the kills. And the bomb going down just delays everything. So now Liquid, they have to buy out every single round that they have left in this match. Don't want to let Selfless get up towards 15 at this point. It's going to take a huge effort, a miracle really, because Selfless is outplaying them as a team. And look at this change. Aggression towards Inner. Nifty, he's going to miss a rare shot, and there's Elige with the trade. Elige again finds another, so 4 on 2, and Liquid have to win this round. They have too much advantage to drop this.
Uber gets himself into the site pretty quickly, as will Mitch, but there's such a big disadvantage here, both in manpower and positionally, because of these aggressive players not really able to find enough trades here. Mitch being brought down to 57 HP. Uber hoping for someone to peek back over here towards the tank area that he can abuse and find a first kill before he's actually spotted. Tries to jump up and find Kusta, taps him a little bit, but it's not enough. And for Mitch, ooh, almost gets shut down as he attempts to leave the bomb. So they know he's doing it now, but he is going to make the smart call to try and save.
Yeah, it's all he really has left to do. The money is not great on the Selfless side. They might have one more buy, just because Mitch has a gun, and Uber and Mainland will be able to afford one. Relics as well would be able to have a little bit light. Nifty might be very low on his purchase, but Selfless, it depends on if they want to be conservative with this kind of a lead and just save up one more round to make sure they have a much more solid buy, or if they're going to just force into this and just try and reset and beat Liquid at the moment. So a decision to make, and they're going to go for the buy here.
Investment coming in, and you can already see how much it'll be limited. Nifty, not even going to go for a rifle buy, just goes for a scout instead, so he can have more utility in his arsenal. The other 4 players, though, are still able to get M4s onto the board. Decent amount of utility, too. A lot of mollies coming in, a lot of HE grenades coming in for these guys. Team Liquid just as strong of a buy, and they have the op sitting in the hands of Kusta. It's already been picking up some good kills here. Very quickly, though, Team Liquid pushed their way through the White Hulls, getting themselves to the back of that B-bomb site. Nifty's pushed up, but that's with the scout this time. First 2 kills go by the way of the guys from Team Selfless, though, but at the same time, Legion of Dren will trade 2 right back after that into a 3-on-3 situation. Hiko's still trying to lurk his way on the outer bomb yard, and the other 2 that actually have control of the bomb to the back of the B-bomb site, they've not committed as of yet. I think Hiko's going to call them over here instead.
He's got to be careful. The Uber's in the bomb train, still hasn't showed himself, so Hiko can't be over-aggressive until he sees that, and I think he just did. Might have spotted the head there. Now he knows it with the nade that bounced out. Uber's at bomb train. Hiko's going to take this duel, but he misses the shot. Very uncharacteristic. Hiko gets beat out, not reacting quick enough. Adren going to try and come down behind the smoke. He's doing it quietly. Kusta, that would have been a huge shot to hit. Not going to happen. Molotov is going to delay this plant a little bit longer. This is desperate times for Team Liquid. Kusta is going to readjust. That changes his mind, and still Selfless playing this very passively until they're sure it's committed. Kusta has an angle, and he's just got to be confident in this one. Don't look away, but the timing just doesn't work out, and the scout from Nifty is punishing at the moment. That's unfortunate. Adren, he's the last one left in a 1-on-3. He's at the bomb train, and Uber's going to find him. Here's the footstep as he comes off the train. Another retake for Selfless.
And for Liquid now, this is going to immediately reset these guys as well. So not going to be looking at a whole lot of cash flow heading into this next round, but they have no choice. They're going to have to force up. Won't actually be the worst situation in the world. Most of these guys are actually still sitting on a decent amount of cash. So we'll be looking at probably an op coming in for Kusta, assuming they donate their guns properly. And actually, maybe not now since Elite just bought for himself. Yeah, no, they're not going to get the op. So Kusta has to downgrade himself to a regular rifle. The rest of the team, though, is still going to be able to buy up as expected.
So tough, though. Liquid, their woes of not being able to string rounds together, it continues. They win one and they lose one immediately. Same issue they had in the first half. Now they're trying to be fast-paced. And maybe they're going to have to watch this demo and take some lessons out of the Selfless playbook, because they've done it perfectly. One Molotov in the lane prevents anyone from moving forward, and they're able to slaughter him behind that. Now Relics can just play behind this smoke and force Liquid into an error. This is perfect from Selfless. Relics biding his time. Look at that flank. It's so nicely done. One more to deal with, and he wins that as well. All on Hiko in a 1-on-5, and he's got nothing to do. A dominating statement from Selfless in map 1, but it's just the first map of a doubleheader.